according to Pew Research, 1 out of 100 people worldwide are displaced from their home. Reason being is they flee from danger, or they seek better opportunities. Usually they go to developed countries like countries in Europe or countries like the United States of America. Okay, and the organization I'm going to be talking about helps these refugees who come to the United States or immigrants by providing abundant resources and help them thrive here in the United States. Good afternoon, St. Edward's University students. My name is Eduardo Cano. I am a volunteer for Casa Marianela, and the reason I have you, the purpose is to get you guys to know Casa Marianela, and if I can, to get you guys involved in volunteering in Casa Marianela. Okay, by doing that, I'm going to talk to you guys about a little bit about their history, what they do, Casa Marianela is, state their mission and their vision, and my experience volunteering in Casa Marianela and how you can volunteer. And I'm going to finish with a brief recap and a brief Q&A session, so if you want to keep your questions till the end of the presentation, that would be great. Right. So, the history of Casa Marianela. It was founded in January of 1986, according to their webpage. Most businesses or most organizations start from the bottom, so of course they started with one shelter, and they started welcoming immigrants who came from usually Mexico or South America. And what they did, of course, they just provided shelter such as food, clothing, like contact information and stuff like that. So things have not changed. As the years went by, they started growing, they started getting bigger, they started getting known across Austin, and they got people to donate, and that's how they started growing. And many of the immigrants who first started there once they thrived, they began to come back and feel thankful, so they started donating as well and helping the people who once helped them, and helping the people who went through the situation they got through. So that's how they started growing, and they also have some help of the government, of course. So their mission statement, as you can see in the handout, says that Casa Marianela creates a community with Spanish-speaking immigrants and international refugees by providing hospitality and promoting self-sufficiency. So like I said, they provide all these resources for immigrants to feel like they're at home and to feel like they have all what they need to be successful. But a comparison from the past is now we have technology. So what we want to add is, they have also like social network where they can contact their family, and they also have the internet to apply for jobs or build their resume, whatever we can do. And that's where the volunteers, that's where we kick in. So that's where we help them. We help them guide them through the internet, jobs there can be that we're aware of, or resumes, since we have experience on building resumes, or somewhat more experience than they might have. And I want to talk to you guys about one of my experiences with one of the persons I met. It was the second day I volunteered, and I met this guy. I forgot his name, honestly, but he was from Somalia, and he seemed to be on his early 20s, mid-20s, and he wanted to study artificial intelligence. Now, as far as I know from artificial intelligence, it's a very complex field, and it's a field that requires a lot of intelligence. So he seemed to be really motivated and engaged. So as I saw, he said that he wanted to go somewhere where he wanted to work for a big company, and eventually go back to his home place and help out, right? And so weeks later, I didn't see from him. I used to go once every week, and I didn't hear from him. So I asked the staff, what happened to him, where did he go? And they told me that he went to California. He worked for a huge company. I also forgot the name of the company. I believe it was Google. And he started working. He was working. So honestly, I didn't feel better than anybody than what he did. And I really hope he achieves his goals and continues to do what he wants to do. So another thing I want to say, it's also, Casa Marianela is a very casual place to go volunteer. In comparison with other places you volunteer, there's assignments or designations you have to do. And over here, you just go and help them whatever they need. Usually it can go from, like I said, we're looking for jobs, looking for building their resumes, or looking for apartments once they found their jobs, to just go talk to them, hear them out. They love to talk, have a conversation, maybe guide them, and also like to even play basketball or soccer. Remember, I'm a very active person, so I used to always play soccer with them. It's really fun. So it's a very fun place to go volunteer and make some hours. I know as senior students, some of our classes, require volunteer hours. So this is a great place to go. It's also a great stress reliever to go and have fun. So how can you volunteer? How you can volunteer? There are several options. You have the volunteer on the handout. There's a website you can go, and it has a link where it goes as volunteer. But the best way you guys and other students can volunteer is through Serve Austin. So it's an organization here at St. Edward's. You just go to my Hilltop and search Serve Austin and do the application. It's not a hard application. It takes probably 10 minutes to finish. And you just click Casa Maranela and you volunteer. You get provided with transportation. So I highly suggest that. And so that's pretty much it. And in conclusion, what I wanted to talk about. Talked about their history, what they do, who Casa Maranela is, their mission statement and how they abide by their mission statement since day one. How you can volunteer, of course. There's a website, there's Serve Austin, and there's also the phone number you can contact. And my vision for the future is to get people involved, more people involved, either through volunteering or through donations, or to at least be aware of this organization and support it. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation, and I'm going to leave it up for questions.